you got a kid?
Yes, sir.
Listen, bro. You don't make broken homes. Women make broken homes. When you have a child by a man, I think it is your duty to make sure your child knows his father, is around his father, and finds a way. You, as a woman, you need to find a way to make peace with the father of your children. Because if you have peace with the father of your children, it'll never be a broken home. The man can gather his children and grow his kingdom. And if you still want to play sometime, you could be part of the kingdom in the back somewhere. But I'm just saying, ain't no such thing as a man creating a broken home. Now, if I got pregnant and I didn't let the kid see their mama, I would be creating broken homes. Men are not capable of creating broken homes. If you lay down with that man, you have basically given him power. Only one got more power than the man whose child you have is God. You gave him ultimate power over you if you carried his seed and had it. So if you break the home, that's on you. Trust me, that's the truth right there.
Says the man that calls his daughter a bitch every chance he gets. Says the man. This guy is like the king of
he
the
really needs
degeneracy.
therapy.
Like what? Yeah, like he's an embarrassment to your to the race, to your gender. Corey Holcomb, really?
Could y'all try to understand what he said first, and then y'all could bash him?
I'm sorry, Bruiser. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. And this is no disrespect to Coco, but what he said was just as asinine as what Coco said when she said that the full responsibility of a broken home falls at the feet of a man. He just said the inverse of that and said, well, the full responsibility of a broken home.
No, it's not the same thing. Because first of all, he's gonna say he had the audacity to say that if the woman would allow a man to see his kids, the home wouldn't be broken. Right there, he was wrong. That invalidated everything. That's not the same thing I said.
No,
so you can't flip that.
Coco, no, I didn't say that y'all said the exact same thing. I said when you said it, the full responsibility.
You said it was the opposite. It's not.
No, what I'm saying, listen. I said when you laid the blame of a broken home solely at the feet of the man, all he said was the inverse, and he just laid the full responsibility of the broken home at the foot of the woman. That is just not true on both ends of those. That's just simply not
because
true.
Some men, again, you men use the women for excuses why you can't see your kid. And you guys don't fight to do that. You just use the excuse that she's giving you a hard time and you're not going to see your kid. So again, I still think that even if you feel like if the woman said you got to go, you're still responsible for being a present.
I think everybody would agree that the father is still responsible for making
and
sure
the man and the man can, and I feel that the man has more power to keep a relationship and a marriage together than a woman. But the man wants to control it, but they want to put the woman to be responsible to make it right and keep it together. That's where the confusion is.
So Coco, if
I want to let Sweeney finish, and then we'll get to M. White.
So Coco, if you cheat on your husband and you don't want to be with him anymore, and he can't, and he says, I still want to be with you, but you don't want to be with him, you're gonna say that it's his responsibility to make sure you stay with him?
That's how it's always been back in the day. And back in the day, whether you cheated, had kids, or whatever, you still stay together. But now y'all just be like, whatever. Y'all men be in their feelings now, so they can't take what they've been dishing out for years.
Coco, you didn't hear what I said. If you don't want to be there, you say, no, I cheated on you and I'm gone. I don't care what you say. There ain't no hey babies, there ain't no I love yous that you can tell me that's gonna make me stick around. I'm leaving.
That's substantial though. Majority of the time, a woman that cheats on the man, she probably told this man over and over again many times before she decided to cheat. Women don't just wake up one day and be like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Usually we have way more patience than men to deal with it, beg you to give us what we want until we decide, fuck it. So and then sometimes women do go too far and make bad decisions by cheating, and then the marriage goes. But the man is still responsible to keep that marriage together.
So basically what you just said is that there is nothing a woman can do in a relationship that breaks up a home.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying
So
that at
when I
all.
gave
What I'm saying
gave
is men are very quick to cut it loose. Women, we stick around. But when a woman does one thing, the same thing that you did probably 10 times, you guys are out the door. That's what I'm trying to say to
all
you.
right,
It's very quick for a man to be like, bye, bitch, versus a woman to be like, that's fucked up, but I love you. There's
all
two
right.
different things
So
what I'm saying to you.
all right. So here's the thing, and I'm gonna respond, and I'm gonna let Marcus get in. The data doesn't even back that up. Despite the fact that men and women do to one another, despite the fact that we argue with one another, despite the fact that we can be disrespectful to one another, despite the fact that we cheat on one another at nearly equal rates, women walk away 70 to 80% of the time. It's not the man. The data doesn't even
Because
back that up.
a lot of men are not checking their wives. A lot of men are not being the lead on everything. Well, I'm saying men are allowing their women to be out of control. You guys are not stepping in to make sure that the women are supported so that they don't feel like they got to get out of control. Like you men do have a lot of responsibility. But at the end of the day, yeah, you men are very responsible. As much as you're proud to take responsibility for putting the family together and holding it together, you need to be responsible for why it's falling apart and why it fell apart.
I
And
don't think
being
men,
physically present doesn't mean that you're still in the
but
relationship. Just
that's
because
the
your
problem.
body is there doesn't mean that you're actually present in that
I
relationship.
don't
Do women actually pull the trigger and actually just walk away? Yes, because we're solution based people. But
DJ.
that doesn't mean that you didn't cheat on her. For her to walk out the door doesn't mean you're not abusive verbally, physically. It doesn't mean that you're not neglecting her. It doesn't
All
mean
right,
any
so
of those
fair.
Y'all,
things.
y'all skipping M White
Hold on,
though. He's supposed to go.
hold on,
Hold on,
I'm
y'all.
hold on.
sorry. Go
I just want
ahead.
to make one thing clear. I don't disagree that men are not responsible, that men are responsible for broken homes. But I believe that men are only 50% responsible. We do to one another. Y'all are making it as if only everything just happens to a woman and the man is responsible for everything that happens in a relationship. Women can be disrespectful. Women can be cheaters. Women can be abusive. Women can be argumentative. Women can be difficult, just like men can be all of those things as well. We do to one another, but what we're doing here is we're laying all of the blame at the foot of the man for why homes as the sole responsibility for keeping women that don't want to be kept, for keeping women that want to cheat. I'm not sitting here saying that men don't cheat, men don't argue, men don't fight. I understand that we do. That's why I'm like, but the fact of the matter is that still overwhelmingly majority of homes are the divorce or breakups are initiated by women. So that means that we are staying despite being despite our women arguing with us. That means that we do stay despite the fact that we may not be getting satisfied at home. That means that we do stay despite the fact that we may not be getting listened to.
All I
Okay.
know is growing up, when my granddaddy told my grandma to shut the fuck up, that's when she shut it up. So they were arguing until he told her to shut the fuck up. And he left with the understanding that he had the last word. He didn't come back 10 hours later and bring up, earlier I didn't like the way your attitude was. He was completely clear when he came back that he ended it. Men are not the same. Y'all emotional. Y'all come back 10 hours later and still be mad at because she had an attitude earlier. So
Okay.
I'm
So
just
when you
saying,
say
y'all need to
y'all,
do
Hold on, everybody.